Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So we're seeing a pretty good pump. Bitcoin is near 40,000 once again. But the main topic for tonight is who caused it? Was it Elon or Elon? And should we trust him? Is he a friend or a foe of Bitcoin? So let's discuss. But in addition, there's a lot more that I want to talk about tonight. There's actually a few pieces of news that I think is very, very, very important. So you definitely don't want to miss out. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, CryptosRUs.com, and also Quora. Yes, a lot of places. A lot of places to learn. All right, guys. Lively crowd once again. And, things went exactly as I predicted. Exactly like I predicted. And that is, Bitcoin will do what it wants to do. And it will move in mysterious ways. And when everyone else is expecting that Bitcoin will go down, that's when it goes up. Bitcoin is unpredictable. You never know where it may move. But one thing that is certain is you simply hold it, you buy Bitcoin and you hold it, and you will see gains. You will achieve that life-changing wealth. That's what it's all about. And tonight, we're seeing a pretty good rally above 39,177. It was as high as 39,000. Almost 40,000, 39,800. So now it's coming back down a little bit. So let's see what happens. Asia is about to wake up. And when Asia wakes up, you know that, hey, one of two things going to happen. We're going to see a bigger pump, or we're going to see things come back down. But I'm thinking that, hey, we may see some FOMO behind this. Bitcoin has been down for way too long. Way, way too long. Right? It's been stuck in this between 43 and 30,000 for quite some time. It's about to break out. It's about to break out, and this could be it. This could be it. Now, for those of you guys that are technical people, I just want to point out something else that I was looking at on the 4-hour chart. You could see that the 4-hour, there was a death cross that was a while ago, but you could see that the 200-day, right, this red line, Bitcoin is pressed right against it. So this seems to be the point where, it's like an upper resistance right now for Bitcoin. But as soon as it passes, if it could hold and break above, you know what? That's when all these lines I used to have out, like 41,000, 43,000, 45,000, that's when these start getting tested. And that could be as soon as tonight, again, when Asia wakes up and they're like, oh no, we've been sitting on the sidelines. We need to get in, right? So that could be coming today or tomorrow. We'll have to see. Now, what prompted this? Is it because of this guy, who I like to call Elon, on purpose? A-hole plus Elon. A-hole plus Elon. Is it because of this guy? And there's a brand new article on CryptosRUs.com that I tweeted not too long ago, but you could see this is an excellent article. It sums up everything. If you guys didn't read this, you should. So what exactly happened here? To recap, we know that ESG issues for Bitcoin has been raised specifically by this one man a few weeks ago, and that's when all the FUD started coming out. Every single thing about Bitcoin started coming out, and it dropped Bitcoin down pretty significantly to about 30,000, and we have tested that a few times. But, this guy continues to troll Bitcoiners and continues to support, other chains like Doge. He still has not stopped that. He started supporting people that really love other projects like Cumrocket. Yes, he said he tweeted something about that, something good about that, and also he started tweeting at Vitalik. So he started to try to like get his in on these other chains, right? But still, he was very, very, very distant away from Bitcoin. He has been, and he realized that was probably a mistake, that he has forever scarred the crypto community. And I don't know if anyone really trusts what his motives are, or his agenda, or his moves, or his tweets, especially his tweets. So looking at this, Cointelegraph, okay, posted this article about the CEO that claims that Elon should be investigated because of Bitcoin pump and dumping, basically market manipulation by Elon. Now, Elon responded, and he's like, well, this is inaccurate. Tesla only sold 10% of Bitcoin, and the only reason why is they wanted to test the market to see if 10% or a large amount of Bitcoin, which is about 150 million, could be sold without moving the market. And then he goes on and says, well, when there's confirmation that reasonable, at least 50% of the energy used by miners are clean, then Tesla will resume allowing Bitcoin transactions, meaning they will allow people to pay for Teslas with Bitcoin, right? You know, here's the thing, like, I don't think it's a coincidence that after this tweet, you know, things start going up, right? But still, I mean, just because Tesla accepts Bitcoin, I know that seems like such a big deal, but in reality, it really isn't. Now, especially when we have countries that is looking to adopt Bitcoin fully and have millions of their citizens fully embrace Bitcoin as legal tender, as money, you know, this really doesn't seem like it's that important. Now, of course, we do know that Tesla still owns a significant amount of Bitcoins, around $1.5 billion worth. That number has probably come down, but it is quite a large amount, right? So on one hand, yeah, he's been pulling all this ESG shenanigans and this and tweeting and trolling and stuff like that. But, you know, on the other hand, he still, or his company still owns a large amount of Bitcoins. So what is his deal? Is he a friend or foe? Is this part of his master plan to cause a lot of FUD and then come back and try to rescue things to make himself look like a savior? Maybe. That's what it's looking like, right? But he's no savior of Bitcoin. We all know it. We don't need Elon to be a savior of Bitcoin. Bitcoin will do just fine without him. It will survive. It'll continue and thrive, right? Like I said, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal to be able to buy Teslas with Bitcoin when you have countries that are looking to fully embrace it, right? So that to me, that's what it seems like the narrative is being set up as. Like, he is the one that raised the concerns, and then he is the one that forced the miners to change, and then he could be seen as a savior of Bitcoin, right? That's what it's looking like. And I don't think anyone in the crypto community is go buy it or believe in it or like it, right? But that's what it looks like. That is what it looks like right now. Elon is a pickle, Rick. All right. And then the other one is Solana AX, a decentralized DEX. Okay. I don't have any thoughts because I don't know anything about it. All right. So that's what happened with Elon tonight, right? We'll see what happens this week. There's some theories going around why he chose to respond today. You know, of course, the G7 meeting is coming up this week. Michael Saylor's big purchase is coming up this week. And I don't know what else is happening this week, but it's just very particular that he chose today, of all days, to respond to this. We'll have to see. we'll have to see. Obviously, it did have an effect on Bitcoin, but like I said, Bitcoin doesn't need Elon at this point. I think he burned literally all bridges, but we have to just put up with it for now, and we'll hopefully just forget about this in the future when Bitcoin is above $100,000. All right, moving on. There is another thing that I want to mention that's very, very important. And you know, I've been talking about how the powers that be, the ones pulling the strings, the ones that really, really, really do not like El Salvador making Bitcoin legal tender, you know, the IMF, right? Now, guess what? Guess who else just came out and said that this was bad? Well, none other than the European Central Bank. And and it seems like everyone has a problem with El Salvador adopting Bitcoin as legal tender and going full blown with Bitcoin. It seems like all these entities that are supposed to be helping countries, right? Not keep them under control. The ones that are supposed to help these poor nations get out of poverty, get out of their debt, and bring prosperity to them, they're all up in arms about El Salvador, you know, embracing Bitcoin. Why is this? Why is this? Do they realize that, yeah, their grasp is about to come to an end? If all countries start embracing this one digital currency that's not controlled by any country or entity, not controlled by the IMF or ECB or the US dollar or Fed or, you know, whatever other entity out there, right? Are they realizing that this may be the start to the end of their run, right? Is that the reason why they're so concerned? Possibly. So again, this morning I made this analogy where El Salvador is kind of like MicroStrategy, right? MicroStrategy, a small peanut of a public trade company, but they set things in motion. And El Salvador seems like they have done the same thing. There's a lot of Latin American countries that's looking into Bitcoin. Reported that India, possibly. I reported where one of my articles talks about Nigeria also possibly looking in to fully embracing Bitcoin. And I mean, this is like the start of a revolution, right? So again, very, 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 very telling story, right? You got to read in between the lines. Why do all these big entities have a problem with a country embracing Bitcoin, right? Why? Think about it. And of course, you have, you know, the big banks of the world, like JPMorgan, that continues to try to play nice guy and tell you that, oh, you know, Bitcoin bear market is coming because of unusual development in futures. Is JPMorgan really in the business of just giving you free advice so that, you know what, they don't have to charge. They don't have to charge fees or for their advice or for wealth advisors. They're in the business of giving out free information, right? So because they care about your bottom line. They care about your pockets. Again, why would JPMorgan release all this info out? Be careful. Bitcoin bear market is coming. Why? Again, they're saying one thing and they're doing another. They're buying up Bitcoin behind the scenes by the boatload while trying to still drive this FUD initiative and trying to get people to be fearful. And again, you just got to ignore this kind of stuff. Like, do you really think they're doing this out of the kindness of their hearts to warn you about an impending bear market? It's unlikely. Not just unlikely, it's impossible. They're not doing that. They're not a charity. So yeah, I mean, I found this old article about Jamie Dimon who says Bitcoin is still not for him, but his clients are asking for it, which is why JPMorgan is going to offer Bitcoin fund, because so many of their clients are saying, hey, I want exposure to Bitcoin, which is why they're opening up the Bitcoin fund, right? And you have other banks, like Goldman Sachs. This is institutional investors are all FOMOing in. They're FOMOing in. They all want a piece. And now that they're hearing countries are getting in, what do you think they're going to do, right? They're going to stockpile even more. So this is what's important, right? Pay attention to what's going on behind the scenes. And here's something that kind of confirms that. We know that Bitcoin ETFs already exist in Canada. So Purpose, which runs the biggest Bitcoin ETF right now, has been accumulating behind the scenes, like a ton of Bitcoins. So here's a good graph. So according to this, they have added another 285 Bitcoins. Okay, that's within the last week, but nearly 2,000 since last month when Bitcoin started going down. And do you know why they've added nearly 2,000 Bitcoins to their ETF? It's because people are buying. They're buying and buying and buying and buying. They have to replenish their funds. So look at this. This is the very telling story that Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin obviously had some volatility up and down and where we are now, right? But look at the blue. The blue is a number of Bitcoins in their fund, which continues to go up and up and up and up and up. Okay? And who are buying? Who's buying this Bitcoin ETF? Well, it could be some retail investors that realize, yeah, right now it's a bargain, but also institutional investors, the ones that don't want to sit on the sidelines, and realize that Bitcoin is here to stay. It's only going to go higher from here. So we need to stock up, right? So this is also very telling of what's happening behind the scenes versus what you guys are hearing. The media can be paid off. The media can be driven to tell a certain narrative, right? But I'm here to tell you guys, look behind the scenes. These guys are saying one thing, but something else is happening. And that is why you want to continue to hodl. You want to continue to dollar cost average. You want to continue to buy things while they're cheap. Because once we get back up, once we break through our 30,000 rut and we get back to the 40s and 50s and 60s, we may never see 30s again. Just like all the previous dips that we experienced, like we saw Bitcoin go down to 3,800, below 4,000 in March. Do you think we'll ever see 4,000 again? No, I don't think so. Do you think we'll ever see 10,000 again? I don't think so. Do you think we're going to get to 20,000 again? Some people are saying, yeah, we're going to go down to 20,000. I don't think so. Some of these levels, once you pass, you're just not going to see again, right? So you don't want to sit on the sidelines and just miss it. You don't want to miss a gift when it's right in front of your face, right? So this morning, look at global market cap. It's up 6.44%, 1.63 trillion. This morning, I went through a lot of the altcoins that are very, very, very undervalued. They have not caught up. Right now, the pump is literally just all Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin dominance has been going up through the roof. This morning was like 44.3%. Yesterday was like 41%. So most of the gains right now is just through Bitcoin buying. People are buying Bitcoin. Now, of course, altcoins are going up, but they're just not going as fast as Bitcoin. So you can see the overall market cap went up about 6.44%, but Bitcoin went up 9%. So that is why you see the difference. Bitcoin went up higher. That is why Bitcoin dominance has gone up, right? So I've said we need to watch this trend. Is this going to continue, or we're going to see Bitcoin climb up to the 70 percentile like it did in 2017? I don't think so. But when you have countries and millions of citizens that is buying Bitcoin exclusively, this may be why we're seeing what we're seeing right now, right? But it's a little early to call. This coming week will be very telling if Bitcoin continues to rise and rally above 41, 42 and continue forward, right? Will the altcoins catch up? Maybe. Is retail investors right now still kind of iffy? Retail investor confidence is still shaken from what happened. People are still anticipating for the worst, right? Like some other doomsday drop. But, they eventually, the paper hands will eventually come back because they realize they made a mistake and they should have just held on throughout all this, because if you did, then you would not have panic sold and not have missed out on some of these tremendous gains, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll turn to you guys for some Q&A. Oh, by the way, I want to give a big shout out before I do Q&A. Big shout out to David Chen. I said David Lee this morning. No, it's David Chen. I'm sorry, David, if I messed up your name this morning. I don't mean David Lee, because David Lee is actually someone I can't stand. But David Chen, appreciate your support. All right, let me scroll up. Let me see if I missed anything. Oz, I saw you did send me a tweet, super chat. I didn't respond, but I saw it. Thank you. DL asks, you mentioned yesterday that even a meme coin would make more sense on Solana because anything make more sense on the blockchain is faster, cheaper. But why would a meme coin on Solana make more sense than on Tron? Well, because no one respects Tron. That's why. That's the reason why. It's like saying, do you trust an ice cream shop in a bad neighborhood versus the ice cream shop in a good neighborhood? That's kind of what it is. Solana has name recognition. People love it. People don't love Tron. That's the difference. Doug, thanks for all your information, encouragement. You're welcome. Thanks for tuning in twice a day. I know there's many people that watch me twice a day. I mean, it's like that takes a lot of time, and I do appreciate you guys always tuning in. Who is David Lee? The guy who runs that YouTube channel, David Lee Investments or something. He's a big Elon fan. Like he always has some brown on his nose because of how much he loves Elon. Can you go over Trias token? I mean, I looked at Trias. It's a very complicated project, but ultimately it's a fast blockchain meant to handle DeFi and other very smart contract apps. It's just very, very complicated to understand. The website is like written for professors. More Vegas info. Vegas. I'm trying to get that done. Okay, I'm telling you, Vegas is opening back up, and it costs an arm and a leg. So I'm really hoping those of you guys that filled out the poll that said that you would commit, that you will actually commit, because once I sign that contract, I am hooked for an enormous amount of money for that party. So I'm still trying to plan it, but I hope you guys, that the ones that want to attend will. But I will get that out soon. I'm still talking to projects that want to come aboard, right? What else is there? Is George going to tokenize alarm clocks? That's not a bad idea. No, it is. BlockFi, when earning interest, is a fixed monthly contract or is it flexible? I believe it's fixed. It's APY, so it's based on yearly, but they divide it out every month, right? But I know that sometimes they run promotions and it does change, so I do think sometimes it does change. Like I know some of the rates have dropped recently, but stable coins have actually gone up. Like right now, there's actually a promotion, 10% for your stable coins up until July, right? But even without the promotion, it's 9.3% for USDT, which is tremendously high. But like ETH is a little bit, I think ETH is around 5.5%. Litecoin, I forgot what it is. Bitcoin is kind of low because honestly, they said that just no one wants to borrow Bitcoin, right? But yeah, it's another way for passive income. If you're just go hold and you don't want to worry about anything else, you just want some passive income, then something like BlockFi just makes a whole lot of sense. Switching gears here, do you ever think we'll ever discover true identity of Nakamoto? Will he become the richest person ever? I don't think so. I honestly think that maybe David Kleeman was, Satoshi. So, and he passed away. I think something happened to him, which is why he hasn't revealed himself. But I do think that someone else could reveal themselves as the richest person in the world, like someone like Chamath or someone else that's been accumulating. There's other miners that have accumulated a ton of Bitcoin, and one day when Bitcoin is at $1 million plus, they will come out and become like the first trillionaire. I don't doubt that. I think that could definitely be coming, and it doesn't have to be Satoshi. To everyone else short in BTC, get wrecked. Thanks for the squeeze. Yes, I mean, I've been saying, don't play with leverage, okay? Leverage will get you wrecked. Even if you decided to short and, you're getting wrecked, but you're not getting wrecked as if you, shorted with leverage. But still, we've been seeing way too many long squeezes. We need to see some more short squeezes. And if we do really push back above 42, we're going to see a cascading effect. So, yes, I love to see more of that. Jojo, I'm not. No. Stop asking. Can you take a look at FEG token, new DEX, and DeFi? Take a look. I know I'm not going to like it. Come on, man. Come on. And come on, look at this. When you see like this, you just got to say, it's not for me. This better not make me click through a lot of boxes and stuff. Their new DEX. FEGX. All right. You have wrapped tokens, wrapped ETH and BTC and Rich and TRY. Okay. Hyper deflationary. Okay. There you go for all you FEG fans. No, I'm not going to look at Wolfie Coin. Way too many people started shilling that in my comments, and you're probably part of that, so I'm not going to look at it. It's probably just like FEG. Again, another, I hate to say it, useless deflationary coin that's supposed to change the world or feed charity or feed gorillas or feed wolves or feed, giraffes or whales. No. Not for me. Plasma Finance. Is this a good one? It's just too small. It's way too early, too small. You know what? When I say too small, it's not even a market cap. Look at the volume. The volume is just really low. No one is even trading this project. The easiest way to invest in DeFi. Why is that? Because you have a nifty platform or terminal that allows you to do so. Everything in place. All right. I know this is not true. It's probably through Simplex, but they don't have a direct Visa partnership. Okay. Let's launch app. It looks very similar to a lot of these other terminals, but Okay. Well, there you go. But still, pretty early. Pretty early. Um, Someone asked, so if Satoshi passed away, what happened? Nothing. The Bitcoin gets lost forever. It just counts towards lost Bitcoin. There's about 3 to 5 million Bitcoin lost. That's what people guess. So if you think about this, out of this 18.7 million, about 5 million is lost. So there's really 13.7 out there. So if you think about that, I mean, you distribute that among 8 billion people, not a whole lot of people have any Bitcoin. And even when they want some, it's just out of reach. So it's still not too late. Do you own PancakeSwap? Why are you not staking? I don't know. Some of these yields, some of these farms and yield pools and stuff like that, I just don't trust because I think they're too early and they give just way too much yield. And I don't know. I like keeping things. I like controlling my own crypto. I mean, that's the thing. The only thing I would actually consider depositing is using like BlockFi because I do have a significant amount just sitting there, and I'm like, you know what? I might as well just put into like something like BlockFi and earn some passive income, right? So that's the only thing I would actually consider. I haven't done it yet, but I am considering that. But like anything else, it's not for me. Do I hold Harmony? Yes. I actually hold a lot. I do think Harmony is a good project. Synthetic, creating synthetic tokens. There's a lot of projects that do that. So I think synthetic is going to be weaker going forward. I'm neutral on them. Some argue Celsius is better, but I don't know. The backers and stuff of BlockFi makes me trust them more. Chris, that's not funny. That's not funny, Chris. But it is. Do I hold Cardano? Yes, I do. I do hold Cardano. XRP versus Stellar, Stellar Lumens. Short term, I think XRP will do better. Long term, maybe I think short term, long term XRP will do better. Zach, is 15 BTC considered a whale? Not really, not enough to drive the market, but you could definitely drive smaller cap projects. One of these projects that only have like a few million in market cap, if you put all 15 BTC in, you could definitely cause things to move. So a very tiny whale. Can you explain why SHIB is popping? I can't. It boggles my mind. I don't know why it does. Babs is not charity anymore. They changed their peer-to-peer bank on Ethereum blockchain. What are your thoughts? Someone said that last time. They told me that they're really into like financial payments and stuff like that. And I'm glad. But, here's the thing. Why did they go from charity to this? Did they realize that is not working anymore? That people like me are calling them out for trying to trying to make it seem like their charity is good for whoever, but really has nothing to do with that. That's a question mark. But I'll have to look into them someday in terms of what else they're doing. Can you explain why you're neutral on Ethereum Classic? Because there's no future. I don't know what they plan on doing. There's no dApps running on Ethereum Classic. There's almost none. They don't have any. Obviously Ethereum's trying to move to proof of stake. I think Ethereum Classic is sticking with proof of work, but I don't hear plans about them making a scale or making it cheaper, because even if Ethereum Classic gets really popular, they're going to have the same problems with fees. It's identical right now. So are they planning on sticking with DeFi or no DeFi at all? They're just going to be a currency, a digital currency. If so, that's going to be really hard to compete with others that is a much faster and cheaper, crypto. So that's why. I don't know what their plans are. Any thoughts on Binance DeFi staking? I hear a lot of people do it. So, I mean, they give pretty good yields. If you have the ability to use Binance, why not? Hi from Chess Republic. Respect to you and your channel. Thank you. What do you think about Chili's? I do like Chili's a lot. I think they're undervalued. They lost a lot of luster because NFTs dropped down quite a bit, but I think they're gonna regain. They're one of the ones that I do like. Thoughts on Vera? I actually don't like Vera. I think it's way too overhyped. This plugin that counts real-time views, I just don't see the big deal with that. You know, a lot of people think that's like go change how streaming works and stuff. I don't think so. I don't think that's a real issue. Spam or anything else is a bigger issue. Look at YouTube right now. The biggest problem is spam and scammers, not views. It's more the spam. And so I've never been big into Varsity. Yeah, Omi Omi is a good one for NFTs. Digibyte, Layer 2, pretty good. Yes, I can't pronounce that. I'll just say Vicky. Thank you. I saw it even though it's hidden. What is your thought on buying NFT? We'll see. Binance doesn't have a premier NFT marketplace. They have Bakery Swap, but they don't have like a huge one like OpenSea. Maybe Binance's could be like that. But I know there's a lot that's coming out. There's a lot that's trying to become like the next OpenSea and Binance Smart Chain. And we'll see. It's going to be competitive. That's for sure. Mina, seems like they can't scale. They're very slow. So, Malene, you're going to have to rewind. You're going to have to rewind. How do you feel about XXX Nifty? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Ray, I don't know. Alcel got that Johnny Depp wife and A-line video. I don't know what you're talking about. Ban is a good buy. What is it exactly about? Come on, why would you ask what is it? Okay, first of all, why would you ask why is a good buy if you don't know what it does? So then you should not be asking that. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Iron Farm on Polygon is massive right now. I don't know about massive. On Polygon, I do think QuickSwap is a good AMM on Polygon. No, Burn. No, I'm not going to analyze Sheeb. Thoughts on Jack Mallers' strike using BTC for transactions to convert Tether for cross-border payment. I don't know who Jack Mallers is. Jack Mailer. Mahler. No, it's Mailer. I don't know. Ampleforth. I'm not too big into that project, so I can't really tell you. What do you think about a possible connection between China and VeChain? Of course, that's one of the reasons why I think VeChain is very undervalued. I think that is definitely happen. That definitely happen. Tai S, no, I'm not gonna change my mind about it. The new Lexus NX, I did look at that. It's pretty much like the Toyota Venza. It's the same hybrid setup, same size. I don't know if it's the same platform, but it looks like it's using the same platform. I tested Venza before, and I'll say I was not impressed with it. It's too overhyped. The NX looks better. It definitely looks better. The inside looks better. They got rid of the stupid trackpad setup. But I don't know until it comes out, until I drive it. Do you believe BTC will not dip below 30K anymore? I believe that. I think that was the low. Recent tests have been a little bit higher, 31, 32. I don't see us going below that. When the NX comes out, I will. But right now, it's not out yet. All right, guys. All right, that's it. Overall, Bitcoin is doing pretty good. You know what? When people expect the worst, usually the opposite happens, right? All this talk about death cross and how we're going to retest 20K. Some people are talking about we're going to retest 10K and this and that. And all these things are coming out. Guess what? Bitcoin is like, nope, I'm going to do the opposite. This is why you don't want to panic sell. This is why you want to continue to hold on and why you want to take advantage when there's bargains to be had. It's that simple. Buying low and selling high and holding. That works. That works. It's been proven with pretty much anything good. Anything good worth holding is worth it. It is worth it. So ignore all the FUD. Ignore all the media-driven FUD and all this stuff that's out there that's telling you, oh, Bitcoin is a bear market and this and that. That's all nonsense. That's all nonsense. Stay the course, right? You got into Bitcoin and crypto because you're investing for your future. You're investing for life-changing wealth, and just continue that. The game of crypto is not easy sometimes. Sometimes it's very, very challenging. It could wreck you emotionally. And you know what? It's just something that you have to learn. You know, it's like first of anything, nothing is easy. Doesn't mean that you should just give up, right? Anything worth doing, you got to keep going and pick yourself back up, right? So I know that recent times it seems like that's what it's been like. That you got pushed down. Bitcoin just seems like it'll never come back. But trust me, it will. It always does. And really, you know, panicking at 30 or 40,000 Bitcoin is just really silly considering just a year ago it was below 4,000. So think about that. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks for tuning in. There's a few last super chats. People always accuse me, oh, you don't look at my super chat. It's because there's a delay, guys. There's like a 30-second delay, so I can't really see them all. Bean Man, you bought VeChain. Okay, good for you. And that's it. Cardano, yes, it's a good project. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in BlockFi, their credit card, you want to secure yourself with NordVPN, you want to trade with your 401k, check out my sponsors in the link and in the description below.